What's up? Welcome to video number whatever it is you're watching. So this one, we're going to talk about buckets. Buckets. What are buckets? Buckets are things that you fill up. Maybe you fill up with water. This video, we're going to talk about filling up buckets with money and people and revenue and activity and all of those things. So a lot of the times you guys will hear me speak, whether it's on stage or it's on a Zoom call or it's on a video or it's on the phone, about the simplicity of a salesperson's day inside of an insurance agency. And when I say salesperson, I say someone specifically that is brought onto the team to sell insurance. Not to service insurance, but to sell insurance. So a salesperson specifically. And when we think about this, we think about 3 buckets. Okay, and down here, we're going to have multiple little images that pop up, and we're going to go from one to the other. Bucket number 1, which is the most important bucket, is going to be on this side, which is a sold bucket. Okay, so we have our sold bucket over here. Everything we're trying to get is into this bucket, right? So the sold bucket is number 1. Number 2 right here in the center is our prospecting workflow bucket, right? People that we've quoted or we've quoted in the past that are now coming back up, but these are efficient revenue generating phone calls. And whether they use Lead Manager, use Follow-Up Tool, use Ricochet, whatever it is, there's going to be somewhere where you house your hot list, if you will. And that bucket in the middle is your hot list. That is where you have workflows and text messages and emails and phone calls. These are people that are being nurtured to make a decision, right? And that's your second bucket. Your third bucket, which is over here, is your prospecting bucket. That's cross-sells, win-backs, old requotes, lists, internet leads, iLeads, whatever you want to call it, referrals, COIs. That is a prospecting bucket. Ideally, your day-to-day is very structured and time-blocked, so you have the ability to know exactly what bucket you're in at any specific time. When you come in the morning, maybe you're doing some training, you're doing some role playing, you're doing whatever in the morning, and then you're gonna have some sort of admin work. Maybe you have to deal with inspection issues, you have to deal with TDocs, whatever. Let's call that time period from 8 to 9 a.m. is your admin time as a salesperson. And as a salesperson at heart, we're not very good at admin time. Okay, we're not very organized, which is why we have service team members. So 8 to 9 a.m., we're inside of the admin. We're not even in any buckets yet. Obviously, at 9 a.m., it's go time. We're not going to start inside of our sold bucket because they're sold. We're trying to get people into that sold bucket. So where are we going to go? At 9 a.m., we should be excited to look at our hot list and attack. Obviously, if new leads and transfers are coming in, we're managing those as they come in. But our first visual should be straight to our dashboard in whatever CRM we're using. And a CRM is not a notebook. A CRM is not a Post-it note. A CRM does not exist on paper. It is a computer program that helps you organize and nurture your leads. It is a non-negotiable and should be a non-negotiable in almost all agencies. So let's assume for the scenario we're discussing that we have Lead Manager. You log into Lead Manager. You have 3 numbers that are on your dashboard, right? We're going to start over here. Let me see if I can do this visually. We have our appointments, our tasks, and we have our neglected tasks. This one over here, neglected, better be a 0. But the overall intention for your day is to get the dashboard to zeros. Appointment 0, task 0, neglected task 0. The moment that all of those things are to 0, you can now attack the third bucket, which is what? Prospecting. The intention and desire of your entire day is to put people in these buckets. The overall winner is the sold bucket over here, right? Once we get done with the workflow bucket, hopefully we took some people and we put them into that sold bucket. But if that bucket now is 0, 0, 0, triple zeros on dashboard, all we have left is to go over here to our prospecting bucket. Hopefully, we're skipping over the nurture bucket and we're going right into sold. But obviously, most of the time, we're putting them on some sort of workflow so we can start to nurture them. That's it. If I come to you or your agent comes to you or your manager comes to you any point in time of the day, if you structure your day like this, they should ask you, where are you at? What bucket are you in? And you should instantaneously be able to respond. You should know how your day is structured. If it's 2 p.m., it doesn't matter specifically what bucket you're in as long as you're in one that makes sense. If you come in and it's 9 a.m. and it's go time and you're not excited to attack your dashboard, which is where your efficient revenue generating phone calls should exist, we're doing something incorrectly inside of the workflows. Every single time you quote someone, they got to go on some sort of nurtured quoted household workflow. And you need to apply yourself to the plan. Okay? We're moving people from buckets. If someone says to you, call me at 3:30 on Friday, and you put them on the quoted household workflow on Monday, and there's phone calls on Tuesdays and Thursday because that's what's programmed inside of the nurture, you're making those outbound phone calls. But they say call me on Friday. Your reminder phone calls are Tuesdays and Thursdays. Mr. Customer, I'm calling you on Friday. Can't wait to talk to you. Mr. Customer, it's tomorrow. I'm calling you tomorrow. I can't wait. Unless you want to just handle it right now. No, call me tomorrow. All right, cool. Is there any reason you can't make that appointment? We have to make sure that we stay inside of the mindset of what bucket am I in so I can continue to move. If you can't immediately respond with what bucket you're in, you're doing something that is not serving the overall purpose of your job. And the people I'm talking to inside of this job right now is salespeople only.